Word of the day, I'm going to give you one word of the day. Life, in life, write this down. In life, you only get one lap around the track of life. I'll say it again. In life, you only get one lap around the track of life. Only got one lap. And here's the key, Miss Marie B. You got to make it count. You got to what? You got to make it count. In life, you only get one lap around the lap of life, the track of life. You got to make it count. With that said, our guest speaker hails from the Fresno area. She's a regional director. She's been on board over 8 years with us. Her husband was having back problems, working day in, day out, as most people do, doing hard work, strenuous work. And she saw the pain. Listen up. See, that drives people. The pain. You ever notice we do things not for ourselves, but for somebody that we love very dearly? She saw the pain he was going through. And she said to herself, she made a decision, key word, decision. Have you made a decision to step up to do something you've never done, stretch yourself more? She made a decision to help out and also to put her daughter through college. And she's the kind of woman you can always count on. Last minute, you can call her, I'm there for you. She's always volunteering for whatever's needed for the group. And that's what makes her such a great lady. We really respect her and love her. She's always there to help anybody. And I can't wait to hear her message because she's so relatable to everything that she talks about because she's done it and still doing it. Without further ado, regional director all the way from the great Fresno, California area, the one and only Miss Evelyn Phipps.
How's everyone doing? Thank you so much, Mr. Thomas, for that awesome introductory. But actually, we need to give it back to you because without this platform, there's many people on here and new ones every day that are being added that would not be able to learn the things that we need to learn to go forward and to have the mentality, the mindset. Because honestly, you guys, when I first started, this was told to me as, hey, you need to learn before you go out on that, even before you go to work or whatever, you need that mindset. So Mr. Thomas has this little platform that he does. It used to just be a call, no Zoom, because we weren't doing Zoom back then, just a call. And we were listening to different people, no matter who it was, you know, but Mr. Thomas put this on for us. He does this 5 days a week in the morning, and then he has his certain ones at night. Friday night, he has Let's Get Together. And then the 6 o'clock on Saturday evening, leadership. Then he also has training that Mr. Jamar Sharp has been helping with. And it's been awesome. I got on one of the last ones and I go back and listen to him whenever I'm implementing that tool to somebody to make sure I've got the right ins and outs, you know, before I start talking. So anyway, again, thank you, Mr. Thomas. My name's Evelyn Phipps. For those that don't know me, I am from the Fresno market. I've been in the business a little over 8 years ago. And what I'm going to talk to you about today, I kind of grappled like, what am I going to talk about? Okay, well, this was given to me by my upline saying, why don't you talk about what you would do different if the person today could go back to the person I was when I first started, what would you tell yourself? So we want to call it like time travel, going back, not forward, going back. And what I mean by that is, if I could go back to when I first started ACN, what would I tell myself to get me to RD faster? Because I'm here to tell you guys, I could have done this in 2 years back then. I mean, seriously, in 2 years. And it was a lot different back then. We did not have the platform we have now. We did not have all the great things that we have right now. I like to tell people we have a smorgasbord, like a buffet of different things that we offer people. Back then, it was just 1 or 2 things. And we did have a video phone that was out, okay? So I went together and I put some bullet points of what I want to talk about. If I were to talk to myself today, going back when I first started, I would tell myself to have the belief. That is the first bullet point, belief. because I came from the background of corporate management. I had to be very direct, straightforward with my people that I trained, and I had to get things done. In order for me to get a raise or any recognition in the company, I had to show some type of production, more production than I was, supposed to have. So I was, doing that to people. Can't do that to people in ACN because we are our own people here, okay? I had to have production, getting the numbers up really high and having good quality. That's the way I made money. Okay, let's talk about ACN. We all start at the same position, you guys. I like to call us like a voluntary army of people, okay? Because we all start at the same position. No matter if I started 8 years ago, no matter if Mr. Thomas started 25 years, it doesn't matter. We all start at the same position and we're all marching towards the top. So what would I tell myself? Okay, it's not about telling people to do things in ACN. It's more like showing people. So that was new to me. I had to go around to show people how it's done and leading by example. That was all new to me. Okay. So because this was new to me, not something I had done before, I had to learn to listen more. Okay. That was really new to me because when you're in a management position, you're talking all the time. You're telling people how to do things. You're telling them, you need to go sit down. You need to go do this. You need to do, it's almost like a teacher. And I don't want to say I'm a teacher, but that's the way it was. So in ACN, I had to learn more. I had to listen more. And that was new to me, very new to me. Okay, so let me give you an example. It's like when we're a child and we're learning to ride a bike for the first time or learning to swim for the first time. How did you guys feel when you were little? I'm pretty sure most of us learned how to ride a bike. Now, I know I was scared. I wanted to, but I was scared. And when my parents were ready to take, my mom, to take the training wheels off, I didn't want the training wheels off because I was afraid of falling. It's the same thing with ACN. I know a lot of you are afraid of failure. I was very afraid of that because I had not known any of that. Everything I put my mind to, I pretty much accomplished. And I'm not saying that to brag. That's just the mindset I had. That was the mentality I had growing up. If I played sports, I didn't want to be on the losing team. And if we were losing, I said, okay, come on, you guys, we got to huddle up here. We got to figure out to do something different because it's not working. That was me. So in ACN, I was the same way. Okay, what do I need to do? My upline right away would tell me, okay, right in the beginning, we're going to do everything. And I said, okay, but I want to learn this. So I followed them everywhere, whether it had anything to do with my organization or not, because they had other people they were working with. I followed them near, far, whatever. I wanted to learn. So what would my new person tell me? Okay, this is what I was told. Drown yourself in personal development. That was new to me too, because we can all agree everything that's on the TV is not great. And even in the radio, some of the music we hear, not very good. I'm kind of appalled at some of the things that when I turn the radio on and the things that they say, like, certain things. I know it's just music and people like to dance to it, but still. So reading books, that was new to me. I love to read books, but it was more like magazines or the newspaper. But reading personal development, it took me a long time, you guys. It took me a long time. I'm still reading. And sometimes I read the same book again and again and again, because I remember how I felt when I first read that book. It kind of gave me a jolt. So I go, oh, I need that again. I need to go read that book again. I need that jolt. So personal development, you need to drown yourself in that. everything you hear needs to be personal development. Like I'm talking the radio, get some CDs or something, or use your phone. You know, some of us have our phone that we listen to our music in there. I go back and listen to a lot of these when I go to the gym. Different people talking, whatever I need, okay? And this doesn't happen overnight. So you need to realize it's gonna take time. It took me years to get that down pat. When you're a mom and a family person, you got a lot of other things to do. Remember, I was still working. So to try to get reading involved, that was really hard. I was lucky if I read a couple of pages a week, okay? Because I was working 6 days a week, working ACN on Sundays and doing what I needed to do, maybe presentations or getting more customers, things like that. And then I come home and start cooking, things like that. So I get that people are busy. I get it. But believe me, you can still get it done. You can still get it done. Because if you start putting it in your vehicle, if you just go to the store, you can listen to it. When I go on my road trips, I listen to them. I have tapes. I listen to them over and over. Just things like that, you guys. I started getting better. I get better as I go. Let me give you an example. Mr. Thomas has shared with us that he's wanting to learn Spanish. So what are his goals? He hired somebody to help him to learn to speak Spanish. Not only speak, but read and understand when somebody's talking. So help me if you want, Mr. Thomas. What did you do? You also listen to Spanish channels. He's trying to listen to things in the radio, stuff like that. This is not going to happen overnight for him, you guys. It's different. It's hard. But the more consistency he does, the better he will get. And believe me, I know he's going to learn. He's going to have to start talking to me. So it helped me bring that back in me. Because when I hear it repetitively, then I get better. That's how I do it. So self-development is something we need to do daily and just keep doing it. And in time, you're going to see your mindset's going to change. I've had a lot of people that I know that I've run into, or we go to family things that say, you're different. You're so different. I mean, what happened, And I go, what do you mean? In a bad way? They go, no, it's just that you're so much different than, before, the way I used to be. It was always, now it's more balanced, and it's just taking in what people say, listening. Okay, trust me, as quickly as you think your belief would grow, where could you be to reach regional director faster, RVP, SVP? Things like this help. They really, really do. Okay, the second bullet point I put was implementing the tools faster. Okay, and let me explain what I mean by that. Personally, dealing with objections, forming people, prospecting people, the intro speech on what I'm going to say during the prospecting, my elevator pitch, 30 seconds to get someone interested, you guys. We've all learned these things, especially going to the Lake Tahoe. I mean, you learn so much there, but I don't want to bring that, and even launching people, you guys, keeping it within 60 minutes if you can, you got to keep their attention, tap rooting, that needs to be done ASAP, tap rooting. And that was something I didn't do at all. And that's on me. That's shame on me. I want to say within the last 4 years, maybe, I got better at that. I tell people before we meet, I want to see your list. Kind of like what Mr. Lewis said yesterday. That was so awesome about, I'd rather have a list of 100 people's names than one new IBO. And I get what he means, because nobody wants to be dragging people. So using the 3-way calls, that was new to me. Knowing to use the tools consistently to create a habit that we don't even think about. Like every morning you get up, does somebody have to tell you to brush your teeth, do your bed or whatever? I'm pretty sure we just do it habitually by habit. Same thing with our phones. Does somebody have to tell us to go get our phones, look at our messages, look at whatever? People do it habitually. We need to be like that with our tools. I was not like that. I'm telling you, if you start using your tools and doing all these things, if those of you that are close to RD or even far from RD, this will help you get there a lot faster, you guys, a lot faster. You're not in this alone. We're all doing this together. You know, whether you call me on your three-way call, you know, maybe you have someone else. If somebody speaks in Spanish, you want to call somebody in Spanish. Someone likes this, you want, you know, there's a lot of people to help us. Follow-ups, that was a must. Knowing that we need to follow up on prospects or family members that give us a time and a date. I used to have people fill out an application and give me a time and a date that they were ready to start. And guess what? I would forget to follow up. Shame on me. Shame on me. Because if we can't do that consistently, then they're wondering, why am I going to get involved in this? She was supposed to call me like 3 weeks ago and she barely called me. So don't make the mistakes I made, you guys. I'm giving you this. I'm actually bearing from my soul the bad things, the habits, the bad things I did wrong. Like I said, I could have done this a lot faster, but I procrastinated. Okay. Okay. So here's what I learned, especially on follow-ups, because that was one of my biggest ones. On your calendar, or if you use your phone, put that name in there when you're going to follow up with them. So your phone will pop up and tell you, you need to call so-and-so, you need to call so-and-so. Or when you look at your calendar daily, you see that person's name. If you have not been able to contact them, you keep them there. Or if you call them and they're still not ready, you move it till the next month. Okay, trust me, most people aren't going to say quit bothering me, because if they're not interested, they'll tell you they're not interested. I've had people get on my team because they said, I'll tell you one thing, you're persistent. And I like that. Because of your persistency, I'm in, you know, so don't think you're bothering people, because they will tell you, hey, I don't want it. Don't quit calling me. And when people like that tell me, you know, no, I don't want to do it, things like that, I just say, do you mind if I keep in contact with you just like maybe every 5-6 months, so that you see, so I can keep you informed of what's going on, or maybe send you some quotes? Oh, absolutely. I would like that. I would appreciate that. Honestly, I've gotten 2 people on board with that. It had been years, maybe 2 years, but they've still gone on board because they said they like that. Okay. So that was my second bullet point, implementing the tools. Okay. Here's another thing on the tools. One of the examples I use is when I do my bakery things at the end of the year, I send out care pack, like bakery things, homemade bakery things that I do. And those of you that are in the Fresno market know, because I've shared some with you. I make like anywhere from 5 to 6 different types of cookies. And sometimes they're new cookies, because I'm trying to always implement. I love to bake, and I make these and I send them to my customer. Not only do I put a Christmas card in there, I will put my business card in there, how to contact me, and then I'll put some personal notes like, FYI, this is coming. We are getting this in the near future. I will be calling you. I did that 2 years ago when we heard about ID Seal. I think we heard about it at the last international in 2019. And then in 2020, we started implementing it. I let my customers know ahead of time that this is what was coming. and to plan on getting a call from me. I called them, you guys, and every single person I called purchased ID Seal from me. So keep doing little things like that, go a long way. Now, I'm not saying you guys have to bake. If you want to just send them a thank you card for being your customer on Christmas, they don't get those from Comcast or whatever company. They don't get that from DirecTV or Dish. But if you want to just say thank you, you know, I appreciate you, and then put those notes in there and let them know, they will remember you when they need something too. Trust me. I've had people, yeah, it works. It really, really works. I actually got, when I did that, I got 32 points on ID Seal as soon as we implemented it. So it works. Okay, the next bullet point was to take the excitement and momentum opportunities with people. Okay, and what I mean by that is wanting to excite people that maybe aren't doing anything. They're an ACM, but they're not doing anything, or they haven't done anything in a long time, but they still say they're hanging in there. Okay, knowing what we know about these new announcements that just came out from Greg Pavarzano and Tony Kupas a couple of weeks ago, they shared the new position with us. Now that's something to talk about. Call these people, let them know. Guess what? I know you're not as close as you want to be to RD, or maybe you only have 3 people on your team. That's okay. Guess what? This is what's coming. Let's excite those 3 people. Let's work with them. Let's get some more points. I mean, this is a game changer, you guys, a game changer. There's going to be so many people on February 1st that are just going to go boom, 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 because they're all going to be already in that position. So going back to people in maybe your downline or something, and maybe you haven't talked to them in years. Mr. Thomas is always giving us ideas. Hey, how's it going? How are you doing? Everybody okay? Nobody's sick or anything? Oh, great. You know, I'm just checking on you. I hadn't heard from you, and I just want you to know I'm thinking of you. And, you know, you're on my mind. Just doing things like that. You don't even have to talk about ACN. Not that time. But guess what? Put them in your calendar for the following month, and then bring this up. Guess what? Guess what's happening with ACN? I wanted to share it with you because I want you to be, I know you need this, okay? And go back and tell them things like that. We're going to get discounts on hotels, health insurance, student loan relief, whatever, you know, go back. And here's my last one. And this was a big one for me. Not the belief was a big one because I had to change my whole mindset. And this one, the fear of success. Now, what do I mean by that? Like I said, I'm not used to failure. I'm not somebody that quits. But I never saw myself in this position either. I only needed like 200, 300 max more dollars a month to help us get through until my husband went back to work. He was, you know, during his back surgery. That happened right away, you guys. That happened right away. And it wasn't because of me. It's because I knew somebody that knew somebody that knew somebody else that was a firecracker. And we had so much momentum for years because of 1 or 2 people in my downline. For me, is what I'm saying. And that, it kept me in the game. It kept me excited. So I was able to get that residual right away, that and then some. So I felt like I didn't need any more success. I didn't want to be the one that had the success. It's never been about me. But what I would tell my old self now is it's not about you. It's about the people in your downline. There's people in my downline that I know, and I'm sure you guys know, there's people in your downline, or maybe it's you, that really need ACN to work. I mean, really, really need it to work. And those are the people I want to talk to right now, because it will work. ACN will work if you work, if you do these things. ACN is one of the most remarkable companies I've ever been involved in. And I'm not a network market person, but I talk to people and I tell them the things that are going on in this business and what we have to offer. And they cannot believe how what the co-founders do all the time for us. They're always changing things or adding things or taking things away to make things easier for us, to make us have more money faster, you know, things like that. To anytime we get a new person so that they can start making money and see the vision. So what I would tell my old self is it's not about you. It's about the other people that are looking at you and watching you, like my downline was. When I finally decided to run for, at that time it was TC, Mr. Thomas said, okay, Mrs. Phipps, you've been playing around with this long enough. Because you guys, in 2 years, I was only down 40 points. 40 points. And I could have been TC way back when. And what did I do? And I know this is not, I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this. Anytime I had somebody that was excited and wanted to be on, I would give them to somebody else because I did not want to be the leader. I did not want the burden to be on me. Now, why am I saying that? Because I noticed people in my downline were not having the success I did. And I felt bad. I took it all on myself. Like, why is this not happening for them? You guys, I'm a mom. So everything I do, it's like mom, you know, somebody's broken, I'm trying to fix it. And I took the responsibility that they're not getting where they need to be because it's me, it's my fault. And it wasn't until I heard Greg Provenzano say, because I guess I was not the only one that thought this way, it's not our fault. We can only lead people and offer to help them, but if they don't want the help, I mean, I can't make somebody get the help. I'm there to help them, but I can't make them. I can't make somebody to go somewhere. Trust me, I would try so many times. I used to go pick up people and take them to events all the time. Or hey, I'll pay for you to go to the regional, come on, or I'll pay for you to go to the international. I'll take you. You don't have to pay for anything. That's how bad I wanted it for them. But it can't be like that, you guys. It has to be, they need to want it. So I'm letting you know out there, I'm releasing you guys from your, I don't know, responsibility, duty. Everybody starts from the same position. Everybody gets the same information. Now, there may be people on this call that aren't on this call. Maybe they're just home doing nothing, because I send out every day who's going to be on the call. I try to send it out to my downline. I let them know, hey, don't forget the 9. Now, whether they want to be on it or not, I can't make them. I can't. You guys can't make them. You guys can't make your downline. We can only do what we can do for ourselves. Now, if people want to follow, people want to, ask for help, that's fine. I'll help. But I can't make you do it. And that was my biggest fear, you guys, which is why I didn't want to be TC or RD or whatever. And people said, what is your biggest fear? And I go, that I'm going to have to do all this stuff and it's not going to work. And they go, you're doing it already, Evelyn. You're doing it already. How many times do you go to Las Vegas to go help them? How many times do you go to the coast to go help your team over there? How many times do you do this? How many times do you go that way? How many? And I go, I started thinking about it and I go, I am, huh? And they go, you might as well be the position because you're doing everything that position does. You guys, I had to slap myself and wake myself up. I said, you know what? You are so right. And let me tell you, the best thing I could have done for my team was get to that position a lot faster, because I had so many people telling me, oh my God, she made it. She did it. Now I can do it. People were like, I knew you could do it, Evelyn. Now I see. Now I see the vision. I can see. I could see the road. Now I feel like I can do it. It brought tears to my eyes, because if I would have known this way back when, oh, heck yeah, I would have done it a long time ago. Heck yeah, I would have done it a long time ago. But I just want you guys to know, becoming a leader is just helping your people. Isn't that what we're doing anyway? I felt like I was a little angel from God going around helping people. It's just helping your people. You know, some of us take longer and maybe we're slower to get the information. And that's why I said it took me a long time. I had to do self-development for a long, long time. And guess what? I'm still doing it, because whenever I fall off track, I go back and I read different books, or the books that I like the best, that I got the best message from. You know, right now I'm reading that, where did I put it? The one that Shaquille Cooper always tells us about, Business in the Future. And I like it. I mean, everything on that book is everything I already know, but it's good to keep getting it repetitive, to keep listening to it. So I hope I helped some people. I think that's all I got, Mr. Thomas.
That was awesome, Miss Evelyn Phipps. You know, everybody, when she was talking about helping people, write this down, everybody. I want to give you something that really blessed my socks off, that one of my billionaire mentors gave me. I'll never forget. And he said something that stuck with me. And as she said that, it just came back to remembrance. And I want to bless you with that, so to help you get over it. Write this down if you can. You can only help people. You can only help people who want help. I'll say it again. You can only help people who want help. And above all else, want to help themselves. Can you and I truly help them? I'll say it again. You can only help people who want help, and above all else, want to help themselves. Can you truly help them? They got to want it first, like she just said. And that took me a while. That took me a couple years to get that. That was, and I still got it. My mentor said, don't ever forget that.